So now America is one of the richest, most powerful countries throughout the entire world. It has the best economy that has ever been known to man, and it has one of the richest customer bases throughout the entire world. Now, with all of that said, you must know that it comes with a price in order to do business in one of the best countries in the entire world. And yes, as business owners, we understand that we have to pay a price to do business here in America. But at the same time, all savvy business owners, I did say all savvy business owners are always trying to decrease their overall tax liability. Why? Because we don't want to overpay to do business in the richest country in the world. We definitely want to pay our fair share, but we don't want to overpay. So we're always looking for loopholes, looking for strategies to help us decrease our overall tax liability. It just passes the common sense test. It's business 101. Don't pay more than you need to. Only pay your fair share. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about how we've decreased our overall tax liability from $10,000 last year to $5,000 this year. Because if you didn't know, I want to make you know on this video that freight brokers, business owners have to pay a lot of tax. So we want to figure out how we can decrease that tax liability. And I'm going to talk to you about some strategies that I use in this video. So stay tuned. So I wanted to provide a quick clarification before we move on. When I say overall tax liability, what I mean by that is what we are required to pay the IRS at the end of the year. So that doesn't mean that we're paying $10,000 as an overall tax amount. That's just the amount that we had left at the end of the year. Also, what we're getting ready to talk about in this video is two taxes: income tax and self-employment tax. I know the tax game can get confusing, so we want to make sure we're all on the same sheet of music. We're just going to be discussing income tax, self-employment tax. Who is responsible for paying income tax? And when we're talking income tax, we're just talking about a tax on the income that you make. So if you're a business owner and you are making at least $400 or more, you will have to pay income tax. For some reason, we think that if you're not making a whole lot of money, you don't have to pay taxes. And that's just not true, because we know that $400 is the amount that we need to make in order to qualify. Listen at that word, qualify to pay taxes. Now, think about that for a minute. Some people say, well, I don't want to have to pay taxes. Well, if you don't want to pay taxes, that means that you're making less than $400 a year in your business. So we welcome paying taxes because that means that we're generating income in our business. So it's a problem that we want to have to pay taxes, but we always want to make sure that we're paying as least as possible. But the bottom line is, if you make at least $400 or more in the tax year, you have to pay taxes. Now, the next question we're going to explore is, how much do you have to pay? We always want to know how much. And as a freight broker, new small business owner, you can expect to pay between 10% to 37%, depending on what income bracket you fall in, and of course, how much money you're making. The more money you make, the more money you'll pay in taxes, unless you come up with those loopholes that you can explore, those strategies that we talked about. Now, one of the things that you need to be aware of is that you don't wait until the end of the year to pay your taxes. If you do, you'll be penalized. You'll have to pay a fee for waiting to the end of the year to pay your taxes. Uncle Sam doesn't work that way. He does not want to wait for you to pay those taxes. He wants to collect those taxes throughout the year. He wants you to pay those taxes quarterly instead of waiting to the end of the year or the new year in April 15th to make those payments. And if you don't, you get penalized. But now, here's the thing. How you decrease your overall tax liability so that you won't have to pay such a big amount is exactly what I just mentioned. You're paying those quarterly tax payments. April 15th is your first payment. June 15th will be your second payment. September 15th will be your third payment. And then your fourth payment will come in the new year, January 15th. And once you make the January 15th payment, then your tax liability should be satisfied for that year. If not, a very big portion should already be satisfied. That way, you don't have to pay a huge amount at the end of the year. For example, last year, we had to pay $10,000 in taxes. This year, we only had to pay $5,000 because we paid $2,500 each quarter. So that at the end of the year, when our tax came up, we had a much less amount to pay. But ideally, you don't want to have anything left over to pay. You don't want to have $5,000 to left at the end of the year to pay. You want to make those quarterly payments, make them in an amount that satisfies the entire tax payment. You have to talk with your CPA about getting that set up, but that's definitely doable. Okay, so what we just talked about was income tax. Now we're going to talk about that dreaded tax that can obliterate your income, and it's called self-employment tax. Now, as an employee, when you pay self-employment tax, you only pay half of it. You're paying 7.65%, and your employer is paying the other 7.65%. But as a business owner, you are responsible for the entire 15.3%. 7.65 plus 7.65 will give you 15.3% that you're paying in self-employment tax. And self-employment tax is comprised of Social Security at 12.9% and Medicare tax at 2.4% to equal the 15.3% that we just talked about. So if you make $100,000 and you have to pay 15.3% self-employment tax, that means you paid $15,300 in self-employment tax. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a huge, huge tax liability that we are responsible for. So the idea is to figure out, hey, how can I decrease that overall tax liability? How can I make it so I don't have to pay $15,300 on $100,000? Well, one way to do that is to have an S Corp in place. Once you set up an S Corp, then it allows for you to take some of your money as a salary and then some of your money as a distribution. And you only pay self-employment tax on your salary. Say, for example, you had $100,000 in total salary and you took a distribution of $70,000 and you took a salary of $30,000. So that means that you only have to pay self-employment tax, that 15.3% on the $30,000, and you don't have to pay tax on the $70,000. That is one loophole that you are definitely going to want to take a look at. You may even want to talk with your CPA about how you can get an S Corp set up, but of course, let your CPA guide you in that decision in making or deciding, I should say, to set up an S Corp or not. So now what I just shared with you was a very common approach to decreasing your overall tax payment that you make to the IRS every year. Now, we didn't get into talking about state taxes. We're only talking about government taxes here today. But what I also want you to see is that it's just more to freight brokering than just moving loads. It's a whole lot more to the game than that. And if you just get caught up in moving loads, then there's a very real possibility that you're not going to be getting the most out of your business. Your business won't be as financially stable as it could be if you're not paying attention to the accounting part of your business. So I think it's very important that we take a look at that and understand it. I didn't say that you have to have an accounting degree, but you need to have an understanding of how to account for the money that's coming into your business. You need to have an understanding of how to decrease your overall tax payment that you're making to the government, that you're making to the state, so that you can more efficiently run your business. So I think we can all agree that the government won't suddenly lose its appetite for our money. It won't become less hungry. We know that taxes are here to stay. At least they've always been here since I've been here. I don't think they're going anywhere. Do you? But with that said, we have to be better organized. We have to plan and strategize so that when it comes down to taxes, we're paying the least amount of taxes. What that does for you and your business, it allows for you to keep more money in your business, allow for you to be able to hire employees and really make a difference, make a contribution to society. Now, yes, we have to pay taxes, but we don't want to pay an excessive amount of taxes. We only want to pay our fair share. So now that's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. If your curiosity has been aroused at all and you want to know what do freight brokers actually do to make that kind of money so they have to make $10,000, $15,000 payments at the end of the year. You want to get a better understanding of that, check out my free video titled How Freight Brokers Make $10,000 per Month with Just One Shipper. So until the next time, see you at the top because the bottom is much too crowded.